What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36. This is at Big Games BS, brought to you by Den Media Group, presented by thehumidor.com. Thehumidor.com is the go-to website for all things tobacco related: cigars, torches, cutters, humidors, uh, anything that you want. Like basically, they have it. You go in, you type in sports day, you get 20% off at checkout. This is just again, and shout out to with thehumidor.com. Cigars are his birthday is today. The guy who basically hooked the deal up, good friend of mine, great Noel, played with his brother. Happiest of birthdays to you. Also, happy birthday to former Jaguar product of Andrew Jackson. In the Jacksonville University Hall of Fame, Micah Ross, his birthday today too. Hope you have a good one. You guys are getting old, and wish you guys the best. Hope you have a really, really good one. Hope all your pain be champagne today. So, listen, this is a great opportunity today to continue you guys to push forward with our 2023 goal to get over 2,000 subscribers. We did not get to that quite yet. Doesn't matter. We are still going to give away tickets to this game. So, Miles, if you could do me a favor, because I can't see the damn screen when it comes up, when people come up. But as we get comments, can we write somebody's name? Just write it. Can just be some kind of name. I'm going to put it into a randomizer right before the show ends. We're going to type these names in, and then boom, we're going to just actually, Miles, if you want to, we can just open a link and just find out one of those like a random name picker.
Okay.
So we can put people's names in there, but please share this with people. You have to be, you have to have been present. You have to have clicked like of this show, and you have to have commented on this. So there's just a few things that you're doing. It's a $200 gift card that is not even going through normal radio. So I don't even care if you claim it on your taxes or not. Bottom line is, the good folks, matter of fact, the good folks, they didn't necessarily give it, but because they write me a good check, if you want to thank somebody, thank Green Acre Sporting Goods for the tickets. They are the ones who basically provided it for you. The best way to thank them, go buy bullets and ammo or some bows and arrows from these people. So tell a friend to tell a friend. It's a hot ticket. The game should be sold out. I really hope that a lot of you guys hit me up for and take advantage of this offer right here. Again, share it in different Facebook groups.
They're showing the energy in the chat. We appreciate it.
Yeah, goddamn. I ain't never seen give away free shit more often. Hey, it's crazy. Let me tell you, this is why I tell people all the time. Actually, no, this goes into the next thing. The Jags versus the Chargers game. So the first thing on the list of topics to talk about, people are like, man, we don't even fuck what you talk about, but we just want to. But you're gonna listen to this shit. So bottom line is, that's what's probably. Hold on, somebody hitting me up about money, but the Chargers are practicing crowd control, crowd noise. So what happens is when you have your practice, one of your walkthrough practices, you have people come in, they do noise. They do noise practice. So they pipe in sound so that you can learn how to audible plays, you can make corrections, you can do different things. It's a coping mechanism for offense. And one of the things that's really, really annoying about fan bases that don't understand, because they think that the Jaguars have been so bad for so long, is that somebody comes up, and if y'all want to go give this guy, harass this person, at Bolts_up_LA, unnecessary. The Jaguars don't have fans. There were over 71,000 people almost in that stadium last week, and it was bananas. It was crazy. It was just loud. It was also, all these different things. And this guy posted this, and then the guy even went and said, if people show up, I'll assume the team is busing them in from London. Again, a weak ass retort, weak ass comeback, and it's ironic to have relocation jokes for a team that literally just got relocated from San Diego.
Yeah, that's what I'm...
Like there's no way you could get ready for this. The only thing that really truly stinks about all of this is that it's not going to be hot. It's going to be cold as shit tomorrow. But so we're not going to have that built-in true advantage that we have being a Florida-based team. But I'm going to go out on a limb. I think we're going to win. We're going to fucking win. It's kind of like I just spoke like movie 43, Terrence Howard with the first black team to play the first white team in a state championship game. We're the Jags, they're the Chargers. This ain't hockey. Like, we're going to win this game. So why do I think that we're going to win this game? There's a lot of subtle things that go into winning a game like this. One is Trevor Lawrence has never lost a game on Saturday in his entire playing career. He's never lost a game for, high school, college, and pro. Yes, he's played a couple games on Saturdays in high school. Obviously, he played almost every game in his college career on a Saturday. He's undefeated in his games on Saturdays in the NFL. I like the odds. I like our chances. We whipped that ass earlier this year. James Robinson got off. I like this being a game that Travis Etienne could potentially get off. I like the way with Mike Williams being banged up, I don't believe they'll be as dynamic in the passing game, even though Justin Herbert really is that guy. I think he's still going to be good. But a lot of things are boding well for the Jaguars. And again, with a lot of the fan base being here, being this excited, having this kind of energy, it just leads to the belief that the Jaguars would do very, very well. Just to give people perspective. So I talked to my good friend, Denny Thompson. I went over there today to go watch Anthony Richardson and got a chance to chop it up with Ant too, a former quarterback for the University for Florida Gators. He said that was one of the loudest atmospheres he's ever been in any sports environment. And he went to the game last week. So that just gives you perspective on how wild and how crazy, how energetic it was. So I'm tired of sharing this on Facebook. I don't even know why I share this shit on Facebook, man. Fuck Facebook. Go on YouTube. I need the subs. I need to do these different things. I'm about to eliminate Facebook altogether. But the Jags win this game. Next thing you know, they're playing in Kansas City. This is one of those teams that can get hot. And it's exciting because it's different than 2017. Because though we felt good about 2017, let's be real, none of us really believed in Blake Bortles. We know he did well. He didn't lose you games. But we also knew the defense was playing insane during that time. Right now, you actually believe in Trevor Lawrence. You're seeing Christian Kirk. You're seeing Crazy Zay. You're seeing Evan Ingram do incredible shit like drag motherfuckers 10 yards to get out of bounds to extend drives. You're seeing a kicker actually make kicks. You're seeing defensive players kind of come out of nowhere and make plays. You're seeing the African guy who plays linebacker, Foye, just all over the fucking place. And it's like a team that truly embodies Jacksonville. I was talking on a show yesterday about what makes the Jaguars different. Is that it seems like the Jaguars team truly embodies what the city of Jacksonville is. And that's kind of what makes them exciting to watch. Win, lose, or draw. I believe they'll win. I don't think they're going to win next week, but I believe they win this week. But I think one could be as excited. And then if this fan base can keep doing like that shit that here, even if you don't get the tickets, right, and you don't have a ticket to the game, listen, go to the slab. I can't tell you where the slab is or how to get to it. It's behind Tailgaters Parking. But Bowl City Brigade and the Till Street Hooligans, but them cats did. That is anarchy. That is just must-see TV. That is debauchery. It is what you want for a college atmosphere, let alone a pro teams don't tailgate and party like that. Pro is like wine and cheese and charcuterie and shit. This is like real deal. Like they had a free beer line. They got real beer line. They got liquor. They go around doing like circle jerks, not circle jerks, circle ups, whatever it's called. People running around in a circle, and then they just stop and then they drink. They don't do a circle jerk in public. That's not it's frowned upon. Like, we'll talk about group sex here a little bit later on in the show. If you're new to this show, trust me, it's gonna be wild. It's fucking Friday. So we're gonna talk about a lot of different things. But right now, the Jags, if nothing else, go enjoy the tailgate, enjoy the experience outside, just be in the atmosphere. I don't think people understand how much different it is. Now, don't go. Wait a minute. Let me stop. Go to a bar. Go to Goodfellas because that's where we do our show each and every week. Watch the game either at Goodfellas or at the Slab. Don't go anywhere else. Goodfellas, where we bring the show because we need the money, or the Slab. But like, be in the atmosphere of the game because that's just so much fun. So again, check it out. Saturday primetime, 8:15. I'll be on pregame with Chris Porter on whatever channel First Coast News comes on. I should know this, but I don't. So, but I know it's First Coast News. We will have a link posted, and I'll be post game. I won't be in a suit. I'll be in something warm though, because it's gonna be cold as shit. So if he doesn't, I'm gonna be wearing a sweatshirt, Chris, and it'll at least be Jaguars relevant, the sweatshirt. So going into this, the craziest thing is in all of sports right now that's relevant for those who follow me and that like college athletics is the transfer portal. Nothing is more misunderstood than the transfer portal. Actually, there's only one thing. That's name, image, and likeness. The NCAA continues to do everything but create rules to rein this shit in. The NCAA is trying to cut down on allowing multiple transfers by an athlete per new criteria approved by the Division I Council. I'm okay with this, and you're going to see why. It's getting out of hand. The council voted unanimously to update guidelines for the waiver process for undergraduate student athletes who are transferring for a second time. Each waiver request will be evaluated on a case-by-case basis, but moving forward, student athletes must meet one of the following criteria to be granted a waiver to compete immediately: a demonstrated physical injury or illness or mental health condition that necessitated the student's transfer. Supporting documentation, care plans, proximity of the student support system will be considered. Exigent circumstance. That's how you say it. I had no clue. I thought it was like extingent. Exigent circumstances that clearly necessitate a student athlete's immediate departure from the previous school. Physical assault or abuse, sexual assault, unrelated to the student athlete's participation. I think also that's going to be in there is like maybe if like your mom is like or somebody in your family is experiencing some kind of illness, they'll let you come back closer to home. All other guidelines will no longer be used for waiver requests to compete during championship seasons that first occur 2023-2024. So that will be affected this season. The council agreed that athletic reasons, lack of playing time, position preference or presence, and academic preferences should not warrant waiver relief. So there's still ways that you can go. Grad transfer rule is still going to be in effect. So if you graduate, you can still transfer and not have to sit out a year. You still have your one-time transfer. But what this is eliminating is some of these cases that we're about to show. And I also think at a certain point, the NCAA has to say, all right, man, it's time to move on. The game has passed you by. This is not the NFL. These are some of the cases, some of our rivals, some of the people in the NCAA. These are just really, really wild stories. Gabe, however you say his name, for 247, who happens to be a beat writer for Miami, is exclaiming about eighth-year Oregon transfer tight end Cam McCormick will officially visit Miami this weekend alongside USC transfer Gary Bryant and three members of Miami's 2023 class. I want to reiterate what I just said. Eighth year transfer. 8 years. What are you doing in college for that long? Bro, you should be in your doctorate right now. You should have a PhD. You should be doing clinicals. You should be doing how are you like? And then Miami fans are trying to defend this by saying, well, y'all had Chris Winkie or Jordan Travis, who's I think Jay Trav will be on his, I think this will be his 6th year because of the COVID year. Well, at least they're good. Those guys actually worked out. Chris Winkie won a Heisman, played in 3 national championships, won 1. Jordan Travis is a Heisman Trophy candidate, beat the fuck out of you guys. It's cool when you're an old-ass man and you're actually good. It stinks when you're not any good. And that's kind of what this guy is. Because obviously Oregon was like, cool, peace out.
I'm confused, though. Does that mean he actually played 8 years of college football?
He's been in college football for 8 years.
That's insane.
It's wild. We got score predictions here too, man. 31-20 Jags. I like that. 21-14 Jags. I like that. All right. I'm cool with that. Somebody brought up Daryl Jack. Yeah. So it's a lot that goes into this, but like even Daryl Jackson, yeah, like somebody brought that up. I'm like, this is his 2nd transfer, so I'm okay with that a little bit. His situation is dope, but even then, like, dog, if you transfer another time, like, okay, so like even before we get into that, like, it's people who really do need to transfer for the right reasons, but. Here's another case. Michigan Edge. It's an African name, so forgive me. Ayabi Oki has entered the NCAA transfer portal. The former 5-star Alabama signee has now entered the portal 4 times in his career. Okay, at a certain point, it's you. Like, can we all admit that now it might be time for you to, like, maybe just get your CDL license? Like, go be a truck driver. The NCAA has this. Most of us will go pro in anything but our sport. Like, bro, it's clearly not for you. It's not working out. You're not. The game was. This is not what the game is designed for. And I'm going. Might as well pull up the all day _AJ King link that should be like right under this, because this is what I want everybody to realize too. This is what we're doing too for you show guys. By the way, every time I share these kind of clips like this that have movies or music in it, I ruin my chance of getting paid because it definitely, but it's still good for the show. But we need to hear this because this is the goal. This is what we need you guys this is what the NCAA should institute. After you apply for your 2nd transfer, well, they'll give you your 2nd transfer because that means you made the 3 strikes, you're out. This is what the NCAA needs to come to you and tell you. They need to sit down. Everybody needs to sit down with you, including your family. Your mom is at the table. And then this is what the president of the NCAA should say.
I want you to get your ass up today, go out and look for a job. The word today is job. Job. You hear me? Yeah.
I hope everybody can hear that. But basically, for those who couldn't, just in case, because we have been having some sound issues, is Pops from Friday sat down with Craig, who got fired on his day off because they caught him on video stealing boxes. Even though, do you ever realize that at the beginning of the movie, it tells you what actually happened? Look at Ezel, and Ezel is running with boxes. And Ezel was the one who actually stole the boxes, and Craig got in trouble for it. But the point is when Pops came in there and said, I want you to get up your ass. I want you to go out there, and I want you to go find a job. When you get that 3rd transfer request in, the word of the day was job. 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 It's time to enter the workforce. It's time to go become a counselor, become a football coach, become a PE teacher. Go do something productive with your life. Stop wasting scholarships, because now you're just being greedy. But Locked On SEC has again what the transfer portal is used for. Not even mad at it. When you get a thorough ass whoop, like when you get your ass whooped as bad as TCU did in the national championships, you start reflecting on life and start saying, what do I need to do better with how I prepare and go out here? And Sonny Dykes saw the light. If you can go pull that up, Miles, we got it's the Locked On SEC thing where it's the old white man talking.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep, right here. So yeah, old white man talking. So they asked Sonny Dykes because I haven't listened to this, but I see the paraphrases of it. What he about the SEC speed that Georgia exhibited the other night, as well as about him grabbing a bunch of SEC guys in the portal. What you got to say, Sonny?
Coach, a lot has been made about, the other night, SEC speed and that sort of thing. And what was it like seeing a team like Georgia? Yeah. And then, two, it looks like you're going after some SEC guys in the transfer portal that are going to come help you next year.
Yeah. Look, number one, Georgia was really good. It was the best football team we played this year, without a doubt. As we sat down and started to look at their personnel and, their schemes and what they did on offense and defense and special teams, you're always looking for weaknesses and you're trying to attack those weaknesses. And Georgia just had very few of them. They're very well coached. They do a really nice job offensively and defensively. They've got really good skill position players across the board. The tight end there is really an exceptional player. But what makes them special is they're really, really good up front, on the line of scrimmage. And I think that's to me, that's the biggest difference. As I said, there's lots of good skill players, but, they were really good up front.
You can go ahead and cut that. Basically, he's just stating that, hey, listen, man, I got to go get some of them cats. I should, man, this is, actually, man, we're going to skip a little bit before we go to the coaches portal. Okay. Go right under that. It says the South is risen. Basically, Sonny Dykes is confirming what we have all known since, I don't know. We're going to look at both maps. Click on the first map first. Okay. You guys, if you listen to my show, you realize I love history and I love giving history lessons. And I tell you guys that sports is the reason why America is great. Without football, actually without Bear Bryant, we would have not had desegregation. Bear Bryant is the unknown, the little known hero in the civil rights movement. Because without him deliberately taking that ass whipping from USC, he would not have been able to go recruit colored players to be able to come and infiltrate the South. Now, since this has happened, a shift. Now, it doesn't all, what people don't realize is a law doesn't come into effect and then magic pixie dust gets sprinkled across the nation and things happen. It takes time. It takes time for those things to set in. And right now, if you look, so perfect timing would be, let's say, even if you went back the last 30 years, you would still see that a heavy concentration of the national championships in college football have been where? In the South. So, James, why is that important? Miles, could you go click on the next link? Because people don't realize these things. What you're seeing now in this next link is is the disbursement of the 14.2% of the population who make college athletics go. Do you see a correlation there? Not even Miami, where it's light-skinned blacks on the map. I'm saying that because if you look at the map, it's really light green down in Miami. And if you look in the South, the real South is dark green there. I hate to tell you, it's where slaves were. Like, this is heavy slave area. You got LA out there. LA has a dark green blot. You know what LA has done in the last 20 years? USC has won a national championship. Columbus, Ohio. If you look at Ohio, there is a dark green blot right in the middle of fucking Ohio. Do you know where a lot of black people live in Ohio? Columbus, fucking Ohio. That's the reason why. But you look at Alabama, it's really, really dark green in Alabama. You look at Florida, North Florida, and going down into Gainesville, you look at South Carolina, you look at a lot of these things, and even look at Texas, because Texas got that one little sploop. But Texas Christian is on the light-skinned side of this map. So you know what Sonny said he needs to do? I need to go get some people from the dark green side of this map so that I can win some fucking ball games. I'm just telling you what the map, like this is, you can go back to it. Again, some people don't want to see the correlations. It's not me. That's where the black population lives in the United States of America, which ironically makes me wonder why people like in Colorado, like those where it's literally no green. How are y'all so afraid of black people when literally nobody lives there? It's like, I can see why the people on this swath, but like, most of America doesn't even interact with black people.
Well, that's the problem. They don't, so they only.
It's like you only see what's on movies and stuff like that. Like, that's crazy. Go out, we're cool. We're cool as shit. We win. You see what happens when you put us in sports? We add seasoning to everything. But go back, because I don't want people to think like go. So that's the population map. Go back to the championship map, Miles, real quick. You gotta click on the So go click back. Just boom, right there. So see the map. Now go back. That's the population. Sonny said, I want some of that dark green. People like go on Twitter and say, oh, why do you have to identify? Why can't you just be like that's the reason. Sonny not stupid. We got eyes. It's called descriptors. If I'm playing hockey, you know what I want to do? Go up and put the map back up, Miles. I'll show you what I guarantee you. If you look at the Hockey National Championships map, everywhere there's no dark green, that's where the national championships in hockey are being won. And if I want to win hockey national championships, I'm going in and recruiting in those areas. Basketball, you know what the basketball map looks like? I asked somebody about the baseball map. They said, damn it, the baseball map looks the exact same way.
You got to go to DR for the
baseball map, yeah, got to go. But again, DR is closer to the south. You can get more of your Spanishes. There ain't very many Spanishes out in Wyoming, man. The only thing that's the wildest thing in all of this, and we'll go to other sports stuff, is that we'll go to coaches portal, because that's what I'm gonna start calling when coaches are getting fired. Everybody likes to blame the kids. We're gonna call it transfer. We got the transfer portal. We got the coaches portal, and coaches portal is cooking right now too. But like, I'm sitting here looking at this. I don't know what percentage of the population that Asians make up, but like everybody knows Chinese food. No matter where you live in America, you can go get some Chinese General Tso's chicken. For such a small percentage of the population, you can always go get. You can't get soul food everywhere.
That's true.
Especially good soul food. You damn sure can't get. You can't get good Spanish food everywhere.
Right.
But you could go get General Tso's chicken anywhere in the United States. Best General Tso's, best Chinese food I ever had was in Toronto, by the way. Like, which is ironically, Canadian Chinese food is amazing. You gotta go to Canada for that. But coaches portal, and Sonny Dykes is a good way to go right into that. He just lost his offensive coordinator, Garrett Riley, to Clemson. Excuse me. Yeah, so Clemson fires Brandon Streeter, their current offensive coordinator. They go and hire Garrett Riley, Lincoln Riley, the brother of Lincoln Riley, current USC football head coach, and to try to renovate, innovate, and do better their offensive strategy, game plans, and things of that nature. And I'm going to make this statement because I'm believing that they're making this choice because Mike Norvell is putting them on notice. White Mike has come out and said, fuck y'all on the ACC and everything that y'all stand for, and we coming for that. Clemson, for the first time in quite some time, is ranked lower than Florida State. They also did not do as great as they've been doing in quite some time in recruiting. Uh-oh, lost the camera. We got we got them boys moving and making choices, making moves out of fear. That's when you know you're starting to get your thing back, right? Is when you got cats making moves. Well, I want to say this from the bottom of my heart. I got a good friend, CJ Wilson. His brother is a defensive analyst for Clemson from Tallahassee, a good old Tallahassee boy. And I mean this with all disrespect intended. So, like, most people say no offense or with all due respect. No, all disrespect. With all disrespect, fuck Clemson and everything that they stand for. And that's on Joseph's stepson's bottom bitch, Mary Magdalene. So I put that on that. And I say that because Dabo is one of those fake televangelist pastors, kind of like Deion Sanders is doing. They say, like, you can show the next video where they say Dabo heard that that the C in TCU stands for Christian, and this is what he did to go get Garrett Riley. He wanted to make sure that he got that guy on his staff because, you know, Dabo is going to say, we don't believe in NIL, name, image, and your likeness. We believe in the name, image, and likeness of Jesus. Oh, Forrest Gump running ass bitch. I swear, dog, the elevator don't go all the way up to the top of that one, man. He's just so goofy. I wish he would just go somewhere, man. He bothers me. It's not even about the wins, man. It's just about he's awkward. I hope you pull your hamstring right now. Which, by the way, is funny when you see a coach. Like my position coach, Billy Sexton, again, recovering from a stroke now, but he was fully healthy then. When Lorenzo Booker broke a long run, he tried to run stride for stride with him, and he pulled a hamstring. And he literally stopped, dropped, and rolled on the field. It was all black. I'm not talking about. A lot of kids think they pull that. You tweak your hamstring, like you feel a little tug. Nah, real pulls, black and blue. Like you see, you immediately see a discoloration in your leg. And this man was pale, pasty white. Now Billy White is Billy. People talk about why I gotta be white because I don't know. Shit, blame God. He's pale as shit. I love the man, but he's pale. That motherfucker was black. His back of his leg was black that day. You could have confused him right there. But that's kind of what that reminded me of when I saw that. Dabo be like, Jesus take the wheel at every other given point in his life, except for when it comes to this. Other coaches talking about potential news. You've got Cliff Kingsbury is being rumored. He got fired from Arizona Cardinals. It's being rumored to go down with that lion-ass Cuban down there in Miami to potentially, I guess he's going to fire Gaddis, which would be amazing because they were all over Gaddis and his jock earlier, and now they're just trying to get fired. How much time we've been on?
33.
Oh shit, this has been going flying through. I'm just excited about. I'm excited about this game, man.
We might get to all the topics.
Yeah. Well, so we did that. Transfer portal. South has risen. My life. So we're not talking about. We're moving off of sports for a little bit here. It just into some real life comedy. So I just talked to my dad today too. My dad is one of the most interesting people in the world. A couple weeks ago, actually, over the course of my life, if you're in a black family, you hear a story, probably Caribbean too. I don't know. Maybe all families do this. I don't know. Forgive me. I love this. I get to explore my ignorance in other cultures. So if you have this experiences, let me know too, because I didn't grow up white. I didn't grow up Chinese. I didn't grow up other places. I like to learn that we all have more in common. But my family has told these stories, right? And the stories sound so outrageous and over the top that you never believe them until you find out that they're true. So like my father didn't join a frat when he was in college. Him and his friends made their own frat called Brothers on Campus. And they was hazing people and pledging. They had real lines. I didn't believe it until about, was it 6-7 years ago, my godfather Juve died. And one of the guys who was one of their pledges came in and said, yeah, I was a part of Brothers on Campus and we was this. And it was legitimately like,
he was
dead ass serious. Like he was proud of that shit. Like, I'm like, bro, that shit is not real. You paid money for a fake frat. But he was so proud of that shit. I was this line and I was blah, blah. We didn't believe in being black Greeks because blacks weren't Greeks and blah, blah, blah. And Greeks were boy lovers and blah, blah. I mean, he was saying some shit. And what's funny is when I'm listening to him say it, I know my father. I can hear my dad saying that shit to somebody and making somebody else believe that shit. So that's when I started realizing that some of this shit my father has gone through might have really, really happened. My mother's told me some wild stories about my father. My father told me about 5 years ago, I believe, that he was in a shootout with Columbus Police Department. I did not believe this. Do you understand like how crazy this story is? But he was telling me some life advice. And as I get older, I'm not even going to hold you. My father's life advice is more relative than any other advice that I'm getting right now. But my father said that his dad gave him some of the best advice that he could ever get. He said, I was facing 55 years, son. I was going to trial. And I was worried and I was stressed. And my father said, you can either worry about it. He's like, why are you worried? They're either going to give you 55 years or they're not. Right now, you got your son that's about to go play a game that you can go watch and enjoy. But you over here worried about yourself. Enjoy your son. He said, yeah. So then I thought it's either going to happen or it's not going to happen. I was like, that's not comforting at all. Like, I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck what it is. He's like 55 years. And so I don't know my grandfather like that. I've seen him twice. So maybe he's batshit crazy, and that's why my dad's batshit crazy. And maybe as we go down this list of having more Colemans, we'll become less batshit crazy. But why am I telling you this? I found out that the story was true. I looked up my father. I looked it up. They called him like a terrorist. He menaced. He actually did get into a shootout. He was a bounty hunter. It was a case of mistaken identity, but he did get off on most of the charges. It is a wild fucking story. It needs to be made into like a hood, straight to DVD movie. It would be great. If anybody wants to make this movie and buy the rights to my father's story, let me know. I will help you write the script. But there was a script that I did want to write that did happen to me that I witnessed in real life. And yes, my father actually is a bounty hunter. I hadn't seen my father in quite some time, and I had never been to Columbus, Ohio. So me and my sister decided that we wanted to go spend the summer with our father. Little did we know it would have been the craziest fucking summer of our entire lives. And we did it again. That's how crazy it was. It was so fucking crazy that we did it 3 years ago, 3 years later. So I'm going up to Ohio. We're there for less than a week. My dad says, I'm going to take you on a hunt with me, son. My dad takes me on a bounty hunting mission. Like, bounty hunters have this warrant, and it says they get paid whether you're dead or alive. They're not chasing guys who skip out on their bail, who typically, like, if you have to post bail, there's a reason why you have to post bail. And my father decided to take 10-year-old James Coleman on this bounty hunting trip with him. Gave me a bulletproof vest, gave me all these different things. And my father put me... He put me in the back seat with the person that he captured. They're shackled. Their feet are shackled. Their hands are shackled. They're sitting right next to me in his Jeep Grand Cherokee. I'm over here behind him, driver's side. They're in his line of sight so he can see him on the passenger side, back seat. My mom was furious. She was livid. I have never seen this woman. This woman don't curse like that. Boy, she was so goddamn mad. So I talked about this stuff, and I kind of wanted to make a series, but I never thought somebody would make a cartoon based upon my life and not even entertain me or my sister on this. So play this Pixar movie. Disney's out this motherfucker about to make money off of my life experiences. I saw this shit, and now I get why you guys are talking about the cartoons with dads, with two dads, and the cartoons with sex. It's traumatizing the kids. This shit traumatized me yesterday. Because I'm sitting here watching it, and I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy. But go ahead, push play, Miles, so these people can see this is the shit that my life they're giving to kids. Bathroom, and he had a Glock 40 pointed at my head because he thought somebody broke in the house to go use the bathroom. He also gave me a gun to go shoot somebody when he heard fireworks, and he was just like, BJ, just in case anything happens, I need you to be able to protect the house. Did not give it to his 40-year-old girlfriend at the time, who was the fucking adult. He gave the 10-year-old the gun. Now, granted, I've been the same height since I was 11, so I was bigger than most 10-year-olds, but I was still 10. But these are the type of movies that people are coming out. These are the things that traumatize me. I thought it was funny, makes light of stuff. Nothing is more funny than this, though. To protect and serve is what people should want to do. And police officers and athletes in military and a lot of different things, people put stuff on pedestals when you really should realize that these people are just like you.
Oh my God.
And I've seen somebody say next time you're in trouble, if you don't want to, that's what we need right there, Miles. If you want somebody to save you in a bind, call a crackhead. If you want somebody, like, without realizing that there are a lot of crackheads on the police force, not just a joke. There's actually some police officers who do stuff. Like, a lot of I always just tell people this, in my community, in my neighborhood, knowing some of the things that I know, how do we have not in neighborhood now. My neighborhood has zero police presence. And you want to know what happens? Zero crime. How are the neighborhoods with the most crime have the most police presence? I'm going to tell you, somebody's letting that shit go. Somebody's looking the other way. That's why. But I have friends who are in the police department. I have friends who do very, very good jobs. Actually, one of my son's grandmothers was a police officer. All kinds of great stuff. Good stories, good people. Wildest stories I've actually. Didn't your mom, Miles, she was a part of one of the wildest fucking stories in Boston police. Like,
Yeah.
But it wasn't this though. It's sad because she was finding love and then things happen. But imagine, remember I told you guys if they're in the military, they're fucking. They're on the beat. This might be happening, but just play the video, Miles, because this is fucking Friday, and apparently this police sport station was like, fuck it. Not just on Fridays.
While on duty, Patrol Officer Megan Hall, Patrol Officer Juan Lugo Perez, Sergeant Lewis Powell, Detective Seneca Shields, Sergeant Henry, K-9 Officer Larry, Patrol Officer Patrick, and Patrol Officer Gavin Schoborough. Hobbs says details of the investigation made public so far have shaken public confidence in the PD.
There's definitely going to be a time period where we're going to have to really emphasize rebuilding the trust of our community.
Officers involved in while on duty, Patrol Officer Megan Hall, Patrol Officer Juan
Lugo. A bunch
Lugo.
of police officers participated in group sex. It's kind of like the LSU situation everybody was making fun of, that we don't know if it may or may not have happened. This actually happened, and this man found out that his wife was the muse of the police department. And internet is wild. They put "thank you for your cervix."
Oh, that killed me. I was trying so hard. That is so funny.
It's like, and this is why I tell people, like, man, sometimes they're people, man. They're people. Do not elevate them to a level of which they're not. Do not belittle them or disrespect them, but realize these motherfuckers is people just like us, man. They just happen to be doing the job that they decided to do to protect and serve. And right now, she was serving. And here's what happened. What happened to the thin blue line? What happened to the blue wall of silence? What happened to blue cervixes matter? What happened to all of these different things? I know exactly how they got in trouble. There's a saying, it's very misogynistic. I won't lie to you, but they're like, it's not sexual harassment if she likes you. And it's kind of what the meaning is. There's a thin line. Like, do I holler at this chick or do I not holler at this chick? Because if she likes me, she's going to accept it. If she doesn't, it's going to be like I'm harassing her. So, like, that's why I don't shoot.
That's your simple answer.
Simple answer. Don't shoot shots. Understand what your worth is. Understand your value. I know what my mark. Medium handsome, decent money, little bit of sauce to me. I'm going to have somebody event. The law of odds state that something is going to eventually come. What was it? What God has for me is for me. I don't need to shoot, but I'm just saying, like, if that were the case, I've never shot my shot in the history of shooting. But I know people who have, and that's how you get in trouble. If she shoots at you, you typically know she's interested. But even then, like, no means no. So I can say no whenever I want. I ain't got time for that shit. This ain't Destiny's Child. It can't be. Don't be saying no, 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 and then yeah. That shit's stressing me out. But she told somebody no. The ugly cross-eyed, because there's a lot of you ugly police officers. Let's be real. She told the ugly dude no. And the other dudes, because men are just as catty and chatty as women, was talking about she probably had a nickname in the group chat. They was going in there. They were talking about the times when they were doing patrol. And if somebody overheard it and said, man, you know what? I want some. And instead of trying to get into the group, this person probably tried to pull themselves to the side and get them some action. And she said no. So she went to the force, to the boss, and said no. And now there's some police officers who were having sex with her off hours. I believe off the clock sexual encounters should not be held against somebody because grown-ups do what grown-ups do.
She doesn't have a type. These guys just go all over the board. Like, damn.
She just likes sex. There's just, again, I hate to be this person because we're in this world where men feel the need to just play polarizing sides. You have the red pill motherfuckers who I don't necessarily like your Andrew Tate's, who's, if he raped them girls, I hope he goes under the jail. Your Kevin Samuels could get there, and the other Fresh and Fruity or whatever the podcast is. There's one where it's just all super alpha male shit. Then there's the simp shit where people are just like, well, you know, women are beautiful, and it's always the women's choice, and women can do no wrong, and blah, 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 rah, 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 rah. Then there's guys like me. I don't believe anybody holds a monopoly on ain't shit. I agree with women when they say men ain't shit. There are a lot of ain't shit men. There's a ton of good men. You're just not interested in the good men. I have a really, really good friend. He's ugly as fuck, though. He's a phenomenal man. He will take care of you. He's nurturing. He's just ugly, but nobody wants him. And I get it. But what I'm saying is if you want a good man, he's available. He won't cheat on you. He won't do any. He'll love your dirty draws. But you don't want the guy that does that. You want the guy that everybody else wants because that's the American way. It's kind of how we breed. It's kind of like selective, natural selection. But I know women ain't shit either. I grew up, and I'll be honest with you, my mother and my godmothers are such phenomenal people that I realized that I was just like, damn, I thought every woman was like them until I grew up. You know, I know my mama, she talking shit now. Don't get it twisted, but like my mama, I didn't have, like, I know of 4 men that my mom has been with in my entire life. One of them was my dad. She could have had sex with the entire city, but you know who didn't know? Me. You know who wasn't in and out of her house? You or your uncles and all these other people. You know what I see consistently with the women in this generation? These kids don't know who the fuck their dads are or who's the male influence because there's 20 niggas coming through in and out of your house. And yes, I said that word because that's what's happening with today's society. But nobody wants to say that. And you know what they'll say? Well, it's not her fault. It's the men's fault. Man, those are your decisions, bro. You know why you date the same type of dude? You know why you think all men ain't shit? And men, you know why you think all women ain't shit? Because you date the same type of person. The only difference is one might be 5'8", one might be 5'4", one might be dark skinned, one might be light skinned. But when you peel back the layers, they all the same person. They ain't shit. And I feel bad for her husband, but then again, he saw them tendencies. He knew that his wife wasn't shit. And he turned the other cheek because he loved her or he loved some aspect about her. He loved what he was getting. That's why I tell people, to be honest with you, in today's society, you just don't want to know. The best thing to do is not fuck up your own happiness. She cheating on you? Good. Don't go look. You don't want to know, bro. You don't want to see these women's group chats. You kind of want, no, you don't want to be in the women's group chat either. You kind of do, but you don't want to be the woman because women are ruthless. Again, the most critical size shaming people are women. And then women go all over the place. Matter of fact, so much so, and this is my hate o'clock too, by the way, by Green Acre Sporting Goods. People who giving you these tickets that I'm about to give away, Green Acre Sporting Goods are the guys who are giving the tickets away. Go there, check them out. They got bullets, got guns, got everything you need. Everybody should get their Second Amendment right fulfilled today. Oh man, I forgot. This is one thing I got to send you this too, Miles. In particular, I got to ask my guy because in Jacksonville, I'm shocked that this hasn't happened to me before. Somebody was at a church, at a funeral, was trying to evangelize his cousin. The cousin said, I don't want to hear that shit. And that preacher, that pastor, almost got an opportunity to hear Mahalia Jackson sing in real life. He kept pushing him. The cousin pulled out the jammy and shot his ass. So now he's for attempted murder because he doesn't have this. For carrying a concealed weapon. He doesn't have the proper paperwork. But that's crazy because if he listened to Sports Den, he could have gone to Green Acres. He could have got his concealed to carry class done for $50 in less than an hour. You walk that shit over to the courthouse, and you could have been saying, I was defending myself because this man was accosting me with the gospel. Now, conversely, if you're going to go out here, you're going to minister to people in some of these places, you need to be holding. You need to have the full armor of God. not just that Bible. That ain't the sword, that's the spirit you need. You need the Canik 9mm. That's what you need. You need the pump shotgun. Are you ready to make Jesus the Lord and Savior of your life? That's what you need to do. Go check out Green Acre Sporting Goods. What I was gonna say is women be so all over the place. There's a chick who now women are like, oh, well, if you feel like you got to go to a foreign country to be able to go get a woman, man, shut the fuck up. The reason why people are saying they want to go to foreign countries because it's just like Eddie Murphy said. This is in the 80s. I want to get a woman who hasn't been messed up by capitalism.
Fair.
All these women talking about you need to pay me, you need to do this, man. Do you realize, man, you can go to the Build a Bitch workshop in the Dominican Republic and go bring you back whatever you want. And you know what she's going to be happy to do? Everything. And if she leaves you in 10 years, you go find a new one.
I see no lie.
Like nobody, people want peace. I don't understand why people are upset about people wanting peace and ease. Life is hard.
That part. It's hard out here. What you want? What you actually want? You want me to get better for you?
Right. It's mental health. People will say mental health. Men need to put more emphasis on mental health. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
When they're going overseas, getting laid, they're doing what's best for their mental health because all these bitches here have told them that they're ugly and they ain't shit and they're broke because they don't make $60,000 a year or because they don't make six figures. When they don't. Women are only creatures on this planet who can get mad at you for not having the attributes that they don't have. You broke. Just say you're broke. Bitch, you're broke. Like, you can't do this. No, I won't say I'm broke because I don't want to give you money. Like, I don't want to give you money for your time. Well, what's funny is some of these chicks, y'all be forgetting that some of us really know you. Same thing with some of you fellas. Y'all forget we actually know you. One chick said, any man who feels like he has to go out of the country to get another woman is less of a man. Like she wasn't, I don't know for a fact that she's one of the women in another country that's willing to sleep with another man. American men are the shit when you go to other places. Trust me. It ain't just the DR, Toronto. I joked with y'all about 5 years ago about my trip to Toronto. Boosted my fucking self-esteem. They were like, it's something about American man's confidence.
Oh, we got it hard over here.
And then I'm going to tell you this. This is the wild part from the person that I saw tweeting this. I told them my joke about not shooting shots because Toronto women will shoot shots at you aggressively. At Popeyes, airport, literally, it was a no means. I was Me Too. I was out that bitch saying no means no. When I told them about the Me Too movement in America, because that's when it was going rampant, they were like, what do you mean? This chick was saying, what do you mean about Me Too? And that's why I'd be like, yo, y'all be forgetting that. Some of us remember y'all and know y'all, and y'all be out here wilding. But I will say this. You gotta protect it. The best way to take care of your mentals is to find your slice of happiness and be unapologetic. Women too. I'm saying men because I'm a man. But a lot of this knowledge in this free game that I'm giving you can be applied to your womanhood. You just have to make it more feminine.
Right.
I don't really know how to teach you how to do that. But I'm just telling you, this masculine shit is not like
It ain't easy.
I tell my friends, I have some that are extremely successful in relationships, in business, and everything, and they're not overly masculine. They have a bitch in them, which is dope. You all have to have bitches in you. But they don't go around saying, anything you can do, I can do better. That's not their mindset. They don't want to be men. They want to be women. They love their lane. But they also adopt a lot of these principles. But I'm going to leave you guys as much as I can with either a James Senior quote, which again, y'all got that. They're either going to give you the time or they're not going to give you the time. Apply that in your life. You'll be okay. But 50 Cent is the last quote. And this is the alpha male moment right here. I want everybody to be successful. I want everybody to win. I want the person who's going to win these tickets to understand that what's about to happen to you once you win these tickets, because people hate winners. And I gotta go. We're gonna go with this. Just play it whenever you want to play it, because this is what happens when you become successful.
See, look, this is the thing, right? There's no sympathy for winners.
No,
in general.
no,
Now check this out. Look.
no.
You've been here on this show. This show's a successful show. It means you have success, which means there's jealousy, which means there's envy, which means there's entitlement.
Play that.
See,
one
look,
more
this
time.
is the thing, right? There's no sympathy for winners.
That's it. That's the bar right there.
No.
In general. Now check this out. Look. You've been here on this show. This show's a successful show. It means you have
Unapologetic. My Alpha Male Clinic advice of the day is be an unapologetic winner, because nobody gives a fuck. When you're down, they expect you to win. They expect you to do stuff. They're going to come at you. That's why you got to be happy with your happiness. Find your slice. Do what you need to do in order for you to be able to be successful, because at the end of the day, we're going to be judged, and our measure is going to be by what we are able to provide. If you're not able to provide, I'm sorry. Y'all can try to make me believe that, oh, well, that's just this trope that people have. Man, bullshit. Chris Rock said it great. His grandma said, ain't nothing more worthless than a cow without milk is a man without no job, without no resources.
Yeah.
Like you don't even feel good about yourself. Nobody treats you the same way. You gotta get you something and watch how different the world treats you. Well, my bad said they ran a trade on that chick. That is hilarious. The kid and woman. I'm sorry, I just went back to. There's only one thing that I could never forgive. I don't care how many bodies you have, just don't have all the bodies at the same time. That's all I ask. Just the one thing I just don't want. Like, what is sexually liberating about a train being ran on a woman? Group sex, a menage, if you want to call it whatever you want. What is liberating about being spit roasted? I just need to know. Like, if that would help me in my growth and development and not be judgmental. But did we write any of these names down, Miles?
Yeah, I have. Oh, well, they're still here. You want me to put them in the generator on?
Yeah, let's put them in the generator on, because we still got 3 minutes left before we gotta. Yeah. So we're gonna put this stuff in the generator. So people, listen, you're getting all of these tickets. Whether you do with what you will to with these tickets. You will have until 3 p.m. to get at me. There's numerous ways to get at me. You can at Big Game James _36 on Twitter, at Big Game James _36 on IG. You can DM. Don't DM the Sports Den one because I'm not going to pay attention to that. But just not for any disrespect to you. It's just I'm in my personal Twitter all the time. So check that out. Make sure you cheer loud. Make sure you go check the slab out. Please take pictures, post them. If you guys like this, we'll do more giveaways during the next season. We'll get some Jags tickets giveaways. We'll do some. We did FSU game giveaways, all kinds of stuff like that as well. So there's a lot of names.
Yeah.
All right, Miles is trying to do this stuff really, really fast. Sorry about that. Also, if you didn't get your ticket, if you don't win this one, I think my guy Bobby is still doing his he's got the standing room only tickets though. But he'll give those away to you as well if you go follow those. Damn. Give you some more news while we're looking that up. College Football Home just posted the NFL active earnings by colleges. Basically, these are what these teams have players in the NFL, and this is how much the collective money is. Alabama, $1.265 billion. Ohio State, $1.135 billion. LSU, $1.1 billion. Georgia, $929 million. Michigan, $869 million. Believe it or not, University of Cal, $801 million. Texas A&M, $760 million. Clemson, $715 million. Wisconsin, $692 million. Mississippi State, $660 million. Oklahoma, $639 million. NFL active players by college. Alabama, there's 69 players that are splitting that. Ohio State has 60 players. LSU, 58. Georgia, 52. Michigan, 47. Cal has 21. Texas A&M has 30. Clemson has 33. Wisconsin has 31 players. That's a lot. Mississippi State, 23. Oklahoma, 37. That is crazy. Crazy success right there.
Chris said he found out he's Russian and related to some real killers and crazy ass folks.
Yeah. Chris' story is wild as fuck. Like Chris got some everything like in him. I'm not even gonna hold you. Like Chris is dope, but Chris be saying some shit. I be like, man, this motherfucker sound like my goddamn dad. Like his shit. I don't know if I believe it, but then you see some shit and then boom, oh shit. This shit's kind of real. I don't mean like he's like my dad, like crazy. I'm just saying like this motherfucker says some stories and then you look it up and you're like, holy shit, this is kind of this probably did happen. I tell people all the time. Again, alcohol, like the one when people talk about me, luckily we make enough, and this would be a great 2023 for Den Media Group. But like out of all the people to try, why would you try the guy who probably has CTE and is sponsored by alcohol, tobacco, and firearms? Like I would go try the Tabasco people. I would go try the Orange Theory fitness guys. I would go try the guys like the motherfucker who's not shooting guns with Green Acres, like with backstops of politicians on the back of it. Like it's something wrong with that guy. We got it? All right. Let's see. We got it finally up here. Sorry about the stall and the delay. But again, you'll have until 3 p.m. All right, we got it. All right. Go ahead and push that bad boy, Miles.
All right. Everybody's name's up there. I got y'all all. All right. Click the spin. Let's see. Here we go.
Spinning. It's even making the noise.
Oh, it couldn't have gone to a more loyal person.
Who?
Ramon.
No way.
Yeah.
I don't know if Ramon is going to even use these, man. Do one more spin just in case. Ramon, we're going to do top 3. So, Ramon, you got the first rights to refusal. All right. You got it. Push the spin again. Take Ramon out. All right.
He's removed. You get it again.
All right. So, Ramon, your first rights to refusal.
Ready? Here we go. Big news. Here we go. Fingers crossed. Okay, that is Dwayne. That is, let me go get his full name. Dwayne Moment.
Was he on Facebook?
He's on Facebook, yeah.
All right, Dwayne, inbox me on Facebook. If Ramon doesn't take it, you get the first right. You got till 3 p.m. to do it. All right, one more.
One more spin. Removing Dwayne off the list. Here we go.
Who?
Chris from Spearhead.
Hey, get the fuck out of here, man. Get Chris' ass out of here.
Get it.
Chris
yeah,
ain't
sorry,
getting
Chris,
that shit.
You can't have this. All right, keep the drama going.
Yeah.
Ready? Here we go.
You said the other dude was Dwayne, right?
Yep, Dwayne Moment. Big Till Dog.
I don't know if Wayne. Yeah, Wayne might go. Okay, yeah, all right. That's good. We'll go with that. Wayne, I think, lives in Madison County or something like that. So he might actually be able to make that hop. So again, appreciate everybody for coming on, giving me that good support. We had probably some of the most listeners we've had in quite some time. I know that's because we're giving you free shit, but it's cool.
Yeah, we like
but I don't care because, trust me, the more views go up, the better. I can get somebody else to pay for this shit. You to get free shit. The only thing we can't give you is free guns. I can give you a gift certificate to go get a gun, but I can't give you a free gun. So check out our sponsors, thehumidor.com, type in Sports Den. Check out the Jags. Make sure you get there. If you get a chance, go check out the Bowl City Brigade. Have a great weekend. And appreciate you guys chopping up with me. And I guess we'll see you guys next week.
He's gonna DM us.
Okay.
We'll figure out. We'll have it all figured out.
Okay.